create the custom cable routing. What's next?
I need something robust, precise.
Robust. Precise. The Director's Monitor Pro Kit. Modular and capable. A NATO core bracket with safety spring release, battery clip, and centralized power distribution.
Could you recommend anything for the end of the night?
Are we live now? We're live now. All right. Well, everyone, it's exciting to be back here, NAB 2023. We've got our good friends here from INOVATIV. We've got Patrick and Dave, and excited to talk with them. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'll go first. Fantastic. Thanks, Brandon. It's been a great show so far for us, for sure. Really a couple of really busy days. Voices hanging in there, so keeping going. How you doing, Pat?
I'm doing great. Yes, it's an excellent show.
Yeah, I'm excited because Sunday I was a little worried. I was like, is this going to be like last year? Is the traffic going to be smaller? We still got some of those COVID jitters, but it seems that the traffic's really picking up, and it's exciting to see the industry coming back, and there's nothing quite like getting together in person.
Absolutely. I think we all know we're a really social bunch as an industry as a whole, and having a couple of years off of not being at it, this is our first year back since 2019 with a booth, and definitely makes a difference for us, makes us feel right. It's back to where it should have been. Yeah. So
I think that between the two of our companies, we have similar origin stories, right? That there was a need in the market, right? We do these films ourselves, and we see the work between crew and the production cycle. And you guys have done an amazing job really living up to your name of being innovative in this space, and your carts are incredible. Like, it's hard to go on any set and not see your carts, and if there are any other carts, I'm like, what? Is this a real film set? I don't think so. So, yeah, tell us how you came about, and what's that origin story like?
Well, so I founded the company in 2011 based off of a need for myself. Went through a lot of struggles of just, making the product right, but it was never my intent to formally make a business out of it. So, but ultimately what happened was there was just a lot of excitement around an opportunity of having something that was different and, a better solution just from people that I was working with. And ultimately that led me to thinking, wow, this could actually be a business, and selling one product led to another one. And then led to the idea that, there's more to it than just, what else is there? And the fact that time, digital was certainly, I wouldn't say brand new, but it was, I think the workflow around digital it's just different. You have monitors, you have cameras that are computers, you have, the whole gamut, right? And so building something that was, I think, set for the new era was necessary, and it's brought us to where we are today, which is just a constant evolution of product and making it better, making new ones for new product, and then different verticals we can get into,
Yeah.
So,
and I admire any company that makes it through the pandemic. I know that caused a lot of shuffle for us, but from my conversations with Dave, you guys are bigger, better, stronger. Amazing
Absolutely.
Processes refined. Talk to us a little bit about what is your design workflow for like introducing a new product, because you've got several here at NAB this year.
That's a constantly changing thing, I would say. Actually, we learn something new every time, to be honest. I don't think we have one particular workflow or recipe. It starts, the idea for a new product starts from oftentimes a customer, certainly, or a customer, like customers talking to us and saying, hey, what do you have for this, or how could we do this better? I don't work on set anymore, so I think that can sometimes be a drawback, but it's important as a founder and as a company to listen to customers and listen for what is desperately needed or what is the highest priority. But in terms of marketing, it's just you certainly have to know who you're talking to, right? Who is it that we're actually talking to that's going to benefit from this product, and the best way of telling the why as to why you actually need the product and how it's going to benefit you. We don't, I mean, Dave knows this too. I mean, we certainly don't make product if we can't make it 10 times better. Our intention is 10 times better, or why do it? I mean, there's other products out there that can.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And to that point, recently there's, we're working on things that we haven't talked about and aren't really talking about yet. But in those kind of situations, the germ of the idea comes around, and then it builds from there. Myself and my colleague Andrew, who's out in the field as well, we're visiting with people. We're asking them. We're bringing it up in conversations, kind of casually. How do you do this? How do you do that? Really trying to get that market feedback and fully understand where the pain is. Because if there's no pain, there's kind of no point for us, right? If we can't do 10x or help workflow, then you're not looking at the right product. So it's important to know who your customer is and deliver that message to them. And then just to help with that, we put together various different meeting groups, sometimes roundtable discussions, sometimes just questionnaires that go out. We've recently undertaken maybe a dozen different interviews with a certain market segment, just to find out, what would make the perfect workflow solution for you. How can we improve what you've got? And then, that leads into, this all feeds back through Pat, who's really, he's a visionary, I'll say. Don't know if you be a bit modest about it, but it's your vision. It's his sort of grand plan, if you will, and that's why we've got a 20 by 30 booth this year, and probably need a bigger one next year, because it was never about one product. It's about it's a whole ecosystem of products that's going to, that you can start with a base, and as your business grows and evolves, and so does, you don't have to scrap this and sell it and get something else. It's adaptable. It's it's really, I think one of the taglines you had early on was, it's like the last car you'll ever buy kind of thing. And so, it's very like that. So.
There is a lot of strategy in developing products too, because there's inherently there's not a ever-ending capacity, right? So you have to be able to prioritize and know where you can make the most, I think, contribution, like the biggest contribution, and start there. So oftentimes, people will tell us about things, but we won't necessarily go after it because it's not a pain point that we hear from the masses,
right,
so to speak. So,
yeah.
It's the classic, you don't want the tail to wag the dog, but you still need to remember that the tail's part of the dog, right?
Yeah.
So you listen to what's out there, but I completely agree. And we have a similar philosophy at Condor Blue where, hey, if we can't make this better, we're not just going to make it because others do. We need to really bring innovation, and honestly, for us, it's about less is more. As cliche as that sounds, but you only want to bring the best to the table, and that oftentimes means you can only do so much. And we're really seeing that with you guys as well. You've got a very complete range that, whether it's hitting the different types of users or different workflows, it's really seen that there's an attention to detail, and that comes down to even some of your latest products that you teased here at NAB with the motorized carts, right? You didn't necessarily reinvent the wheel, but you sure helped turn it. And
like that.
Yeah, we're going to use that one.
So, yeah, tell us a little bit about how that came about as a result of, I'm sure, a lot of feedback from customers.
So that's an interesting product, actually, how it kind of came about. So there's a company called Make Your Car Go. It's these two gentlemen, Jeremy and Jason, who are founders. They work on set. They have a relentless attitude of, just like any other founder, I suppose, of wanting to develop something that would make all of our lives on set easier. And so Jeremy and Jason came up with, certainly there's other motorized wheels out there in the market, but what they do differently is they have a very customized control box, throttle curve, integration of how the product works, and their ultimate idea of how it's going to work for, I suppose, across all sorts of different platforms. Now, what I liked about them was they were starting to want to integrate their system into our product, because our customers were reaching out to them, and you know, our, again, going back to like wanting to be like the absolute best, is we know what our customers expect, and I didn't want our customers feeling shortchanged by us that we didn't, you know, do this for them. And so I teamed up with Jeremy and Jason with a common goal of bringing something that was integrated, fully streamlined, backed by two gentlemen that I think have put their heart and soul into it. And there's no reason why to recreate something if it's already done and these guys know what they're doing, and they also have the attitude of wanting to see it through. So it's been a collaboration between the two of us, or three of us, I should say. And our focus is right now purely on the Apollo platform. So we have 4 different carts. Gosh, how many do we actually have? We have the Echo, the Apollo,
Deploy.
2 Voyagers,
Yeah.
Deploy, and then Axis. So the reason why we stuck with the Apollo is because the Apollo is the heaviest duty cart that we have. Great platform, can be collapsed down. It's the flagship for sure of like the ACs and the DITs and stuff like that. And the motorized system is a dual motor, powered off of a 48-volt battery that, in theory, you could go 40 miles on one charge, which means for weeks, right?
Yeah.
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 There's a lot to do with it. So
You don't just walk a mile in your customer's shoes. You walk 40. So
yeah,
I love it. I love it. That is innovation, and you know, we really appreciate it. We've talked about, like, you know, we need a cart in our shop. Like, should we look at doing that? And I was like, well, I mean, Innovative is just knocking out of the park. If anything, we're going to call them up and say, what could we do together to you know, only enhance that experience? And so we really appreciate what you guys are doing on set. Anytime I'm renting a cart, it's an Innovative cart. So
yeah, I mean, if you think about how much, you know, weight people are pushing around, I mean, it's pretty substantial, right? So the motorized system certainly will benefit people because you just have to steer the cart and push it. Now, I should also say that we don't like to call our product carts. We call them workstations because they're the whole gamut
so
of
much
product.
more.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's so much more. Yeah.
It is, yeah. So much more than a cart, really.
yes, definitely underselling it. I apologize. There's
It's all good. I say it myself, you know.
it is such that platform to really work off of, and I love that flow that you have. Even the attention to detail to the materials of where I'm putting certain things. It's going to stay protected. It's going to have a lip where it's not going to fall off, and yeah, really nail it, guys. So in terms of the industry, what are you most excited about right now? Where do you see things going over the next couple of years?
Yeah,
here?
yeah. So, you know, we got pretty lucky and got an introduction into the virtual production world in 2019 when not many people were involved in it. You know, it was at that point where it was pretty head scratching for me. Wasn't really sure what it was all about, but I recognized that there was something that there, and they liked it. And boom, 4 years here we are later. There's like a 300 or 400% increase in the number of studios that are there, and all over the, you know, social media, web, everywhere. Every time we see these virtual production studios, right there, front and center, what do we see? Innovative. And you know, we're extremely proud of that. That you know, we're rubbing shoulders with these incredible companies, and you know, just finding like-minded people who have this vision to bring something better and to do it. And you know, and even when that comes around, like we're not happy with things. We don't rest. It's like, how can we make this better? What more can we do to it? And then, you know, even things just like partnerships with you, Brandon. I mean, we met in London. Personally, we liked each other, but immediately when I put my my hands onto your gear as well, it felt like ours. It felt quality. It was like you know, I think he saw me. I'm kind of running my finger across the grips and picking things up and touching. And it's like, it feels good. It feels like a quality kind of product. And you know, just being for us, I think the future for small companies is to find like-minded partners, to kind of understand each other's vision, see how we're able to help and improve for every one of us, and keep moving forward. It's an ever-evolving you know, business, and some parts on this side, especially on the virtual world, it's been going great. But, asking us what else we're excited about, we get excited about what some people would see as being boring stuff. We get excited about government, and we get excited about all these different verticals in industry and things. You look in different industries, and they're using recording devices and that just look like cameras, and essentially doing a lot of the same jobs. And really, you suddenly find yourself in these areas that they never even imagined you'd be in. So the future is definitely bright and rosy for us all, for sure. It's a great time to be in this business, I think.
Absolutely.
I agree with what Dave says. I have nothing more to contribute to that other than yes, we're very excited about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited too. I really look forward to what you guys are working on. If you're here at NAB, be sure to stop by Innovative's booth. They're amazing people on top of amazing products. And so the combination of that two, I really believe is unstoppable. So thank you for all that you're doing for the industry. And they really are workstations that help us do our jobs. So let's get out there and be creative. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
Sounds great, Brandon.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ferrer.